small one. They can get to be about 10 or 12 inches. And you see he has a spot here on the side of his head, right? It's on both sides.
He has a boo-boo.
Why does a fish want to have a spot on the side of its head? What is it going
to scare other fish?
Well, it's going to help them scare fish too, right? It's a fake eye. And it's, you know, if a predator's looking at it from the side, it might confuse it and think he has two eyes staring back at him, or it might make him look bigger. And imagine, you know, a whole school of fish going by with, you know, fake eyes. It's going to be a little confusing for the predator, right? And that's why they have it. So that's our gizzard shad. And then, he's pretty close.
Sorry, I'm not scared.
Alright, so then we have this here. This guy. Because he's not doing so well. He's probably going to die. He's very sensitive, right? He needs good water quality. So the fact that we found him is pretty good. Alright, so here's another fish. And this is a predator.
What is that thing on the side?
You can see his tail doesn't really have a sharp fork in it, right? It's kind of squared off. So he's a slower fish, right? His mouth is aimed directly in front of him, so this guy kind of hangs out in the middle, but he'll move up and down to find food. He's a predator. This guy's gonna eat.
Hit you, honey?
No,
he's
you
gonna eat
scared
small
me.
fish and worms and insects and things like that.
Why does it have a little thing coming out of his side?
Okay, cool. What little thing? Right here? That's his gills. Or it's the gill because it covers his gills, right? He's got one on each side. So what he's doing is he's flaring his gills out. And he's holding his spikes up. He's got these spikes that are sharp and hard like little needles. He's making his fins all stick out. He's trying to intimidate us. He's trying to make himself look bigger. And, you know, he's showing, you know, his defenses here. And he's trying to scare us. He's saying, you don't want to eat me. I'm too big or I'm too scary, right? Or I'll stick you.
That's supposed to be there.
I'm just letting them get some oxygen, right? Because these fish have to be in the water.
And then I contacted the Elizabeth River Project. So Robin Gilmore will
Right over here again.
Animals, so they breathe.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah, they breathe oxygen, but not from the atmosphere. They breathe it in the water.
Right.
There's oxygen.
White perch, and they get to be about 8 or 10 inches, and they're fun to catch, and they're pretty good to eat. If you look at them, all these fish have this. He's dark on top, right? He's kind of greenish, brownish, and then on his belly he's white. Why does it need to be colored like that? What is it doing for him? Right. Camouflage. So if I'm staring down on this fish, he's going to blend into the bottom, right? Or he's going to blend into the flank section. If I'm looking at him from the bottom, staring at his belly, he's going to blend in with the sunshine at the surface, right? It's a type of camouflage called counter shading. And most aquatic animals have that. Fish, dolphins, whales, penguins, right?
Penguins.
All right.
Can I get a shot of the fish?
White perch need good water quality, right? They need good oxygen, low levels of pollutants. All right, that's another white perch. Here's a small guy right here. This is a baby. These guys can get to be about as big as my hand. This is a bluegill sunfish, and they're related to big mouth bass, and this is what they also call brim and that sort of thing. You can see he's got a squared off tail. He's a predator. He's got spikes and all that kind of stuff. He needs pretty good water quality.
I used to eat those little brim all the time.
Yeah.
Look at that crab right there.
All right. Yeah. I'm almost to the crab. All right. Then we got this guy right here. Right. This is another type of sunfish related to bass, and you can see he's got a really big mouth for his size, kind of like a bass has a big mouth, right? And this guy is a predator. Yeah. He has a little tongue in there.
He's eating a fish.
That's a tongue.
He's eating a fish?
No, there's a tongue.
I can't see it.
That's his tongue.
I can't see it.
Not so much for tasting, more for moving the food back to it. One more time. Yep. All right. So this fish is called a black crappie. You guys haven't heard of crappie? This is a crappie. I know it's a funny name. It's also called freckled bass. You see it's got dots on it. And it kind of looks like a bass, right? Has the spikes here. He's flaring his fins out, trying to make himself bigger. If you look, his mouth, right? His mouth kind of goes up. It's on the top of his head. So he's feeding up towards the surface, right? Yep, where's the poop? This is a predator, and they have to have good water quality, right? All right. Then we have
The catfish.
yeah, here's a little place.
There's another catfish over here. A baby one.
Yeah. I'll try this guy, see if he'll cooperate.
It's a catfish. That'll step on your catfish.
All right, so this is a blue catfish, and this is a baby. This fish can potentially get to be over 100 pounds.
Dang!
That's probably bigger than some of you guys.
Bigger than me. Tiny size.
So you can see his tail is sharply forked, right? Sharply forked tail, right? So this is a fast fish. You know, when most people think of catfish, they think of scavengers, right? They eat the dead things at the bottom. You can see his mouth is on the bottom of his face, right? So he's feeding down. Right now, this guy is eating dead things, or he's scavenging at the bottom, right? But when he gets to be, you know, a couple of pounds, when he gets bigger, he's going to be a predator. He's going to eat everything he can get his mouth on, including other blue catfish. It'll eat crabs and clams and mussels and worms and whatever it can get a hold of, right? Let's talk about this right now. So why do we call these catfish? Why do they call them catfish? Yeah, so they have these structures here called whiskers, or we call them whiskers. They're actually called arms, right? It's a sensory organ where the catfish will find something interesting to eat. And it's kind of like us having a tongue on the outside of our mouth. Yeah. They don't sting. They're perfectly harmless. You know, there's lots of myths about catfish that they're electric or they sting or they're poisonous. And there are catfish in the world like that.